One quick note is I forgot one movie on this list called Spider-Man Lotus. Uh, it's a fan film, so I'm like, well, how mad can I get on a fan film? But if I was to rank it on this list, it would be probably, I don't know, the blow it out of my ass list. It'd be on that ranking. It'd be in the blow of my ass, whatever number that is. What number is the blow out of your ass number? 69 with a bullet? No, actually, 69, at least I'd be having fun in the 69. This is more of a 180, as in I'm hovering over a bunch of fucking sharks ready to eat my balls and spit it in my mouth while I can't move and can't do it. Why would sharks do that? I don't know. If they saw Spider-Man Lois and saw how fucking depressing the movie was, and saw the 85 establishing shots, and take all this money to make Spider-Man even more emo, where he's not emo enough in Spider-Man 3, you gotta make him more fucking emo? Oh, great. We're Spider-Man fans, so we need to make them as emo as possible and have, like, barely any action and have him be sad and sad and sad and shit acting. And he still see a sick kid and makes him feel bad because I know you're ready to die, kid. You don't die in like 5 days. But let me tell you about my problems. And you think you have a bad kid? I know you don't die. You ain't gonna get laid. You ain't gonna get some ice cream. You ain't gonna get anything. No tutti frutti on nudie. But let me tell you about my problems and bitch at you, a kid who's ready to die. Jesus Christ. Fuck that movie. The whichever, you know. I did a whole rant on that. Look up my rant. It's a piece of shit. It's somewhere on the list. But it's 20 movies, what can I say? Could even do more. But, yeah, it says I'm doing this to self-promote in a masturbatory fashion. If anyone wants to send in any type of requests, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal, usually the best bet, or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in info box. Could be a topic, reaction, commentary, review, re-review, video game playthrough, TV episode, whatever. Links are down below in the info box. So stay tuned for our previously scheduled program as I talk to myself in the future, in the past, in the hemisphere of my psychedelic brain, just trying to manage this horse shit that was the year of 2023's of movies. So stay tuned a bit. See you guys in a bit. Fuck. Shit. This is going to be a long video, so let's get started. Number 20, Transformers Rise of the Beasts. Let's make a Transformers film. Let's not stick with what made Bumblebee actually kind of work. And instead we go back to the Michael Bay type of films, but then you don't have the action that Michael Bay would give you, so you satisfy neither crowd. Peter Cullen, Optimus Prime, just seemed tired. You could tell there's no more story to tell, because all it is the same story they fucking told in almost every Transformers film. There's an item that they need to get, that the bad guys want to get, and they need to keep it from the bad guys from getting it. That's how it was in the first film and various other sequels of the film, yet again here. Let's have a main character that dies, so they're not in most of the movie, until they make their triumphant return at the end of the movie. It was Optimus Prime in the third one, it was Bumblebee in this one. The cast of characters I didn't give a shit about, the action scenes were lackluster, the musical score was forgettable. The Beast War characters themselves felt like a tiny bit of this movie when that's part of the fucking title, Rise of the Beast, and the Beast felt like secondary. I don't even say secondary, more like third on the list compared to the other cast of characters. It was like, we need something desperate to make our Transformers different from the other movies. Well, some people remember Beast Wars, so try to put that in there. The gorilla or the eagle that are Transformers. But they're barely anything. Michelle Yeoh turns bad because she's forced to turn bad. Then you gotta kill her. Ron Perlman, even though he's a crazy nut in real life, being the leader, guerrilla leader. And even the third act, the action scenes was like some really half-ass CGI at times. And even the human had to be part Transformer. And then they try to throw in this fucking G.I. Joe bit of business at the very end. I'm like, come on, man. Give me a break. Totally forgettable entry. Lame duck fuck of an entry. Speaking of that, 19, Fast X, which I forgot even came out this year. I mean, the last one, they went into space, at least for a little bit. What more could you fucking do, man? It's just family. It's about family. Jason Momoa thinking he's playing the Joker and wants revenge and tries to get Vin Diesel's son. And John Cena, who's the bad guy in the previous one, tries to help out. And then he gets killed, or did he? Because he'll probably come back. Because they always come back. And lo and behold, Gal Gadot came back at the end, and she wasn't dead. I even called it. I swear to fucking God, I did a stream or a video where I said, I bet one day they'll bring Gal Gadot back, even though there's no way she could be back, because she flew off a fucking airplane, and her face should be a bunch of mashed potatoes, but it fucking did it anyway. And left on a cliffhanger that I'm supposed to give a flying fuck about. Where Tyrese and them in the plane, the plane went down, and Vin Diesel and his son are at the fucking dam. Can this damn franchise end? Or have it be Fast Triple X, State of the Union crossover? There you go. Vin Diesel's had a twin brother all along named Xander Cage. And then the Ice Cube comes in. And we're all family. I can't remember much other details in that, but it was shit. Number 18, Tiz vs. Aliens. Jason Eisner, very disappointing you because he did Hobo with a Shotgun. And you had this segment in one of the VHS movies, and it was pretty halfway decent segment. You have the Tiz, Tall Light, they're trying to try out for the next Rob Zombie film. You have a whole lot of nothing happens until the third act, and even then, it's very rudimentary and not that cool, not that stylistic, not that badass. And then you end on a cliffhanger note where the kids are caught by the government and put in these fucking plastic bags, like the Ziploc bags or whatever, for a sequel that never happened. You don't get much versus in Tiz versus Aliens. Should be like a gory version of Home Alone, where the kids are protecting the house and they have all these traps for the aliens that get killed in all these various ways. Why the fuck didn't you do that? But no. Just have these kids act like assholes or want to be Rob Zombie characters. That's why no one remembers the fucking film, and barely anyone liked the fucking film. Number 17, Hypnotic. Ben Affleck trying to try out that Batman. I'm like, no, you sounded better as Batman than you did here. One of Ben Affleck's worst performances. Try to sound like this and try to be very deep as voice as possible. Robert Rodriguez, Robbie Rod, showing once again that he has lost the talent and he's lost the touch. And this lackluster story about hypnotics was like a crappy version of Scanners meets Firestarter. The organization that wants the father and the daughter, because the daughter has all this power, so secret organization tries to find it, and the daughter fights the secret organization at the end. I'm like, yeah, like Firestarter. Instead of fireballs, it's hypnotic glances. And they try to have this manipulative twist where half the movie you're seeing was all in Ben Affleck's mind, because they have this studio, but they made Ben Affleck think he's doing all this stuff in real life to try to get this information. Granted, I don't know, they've done this 12 times, and you don't think to change it up a bit? You've done it 12 times. You don't do it for the 13th time. If it didn't work for the first 12 times, why do you think it's going to work for the 13th time? That's the sign of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different outcome. Why do you need to step on the cockroach that's not there in each of these imaginary circumstances? Change it up. It's obviously not working. You have lackluster special effects, barely any action, and when it's there, you're like, is this the same guy that did Desperado? This is the same guy that did From Dusk Till Dawn? What the hell happened? What the fuck happened? So Hypnotic was awful. Yet again, another shitty Robert Rodriguez film. Just like Sin City 2. Just like when I was fucking with those machete movies. The Planet Terror was the last thing he did worth a fuck. Number 16, Mayhem. Fuck that bitch. Fuck her TikTok spots. Her TikTok dancing. All that film did was rip off the Child's Play remake. Let's have a kid who's lonely and gets the doll, who's a doll that has some artificial bit of business to it, some AI robotic work to it, that becomes the kid's friend, while the female guardian or parent or whatever is watching. And then the first victim is a fucking pet, whether it be a dog in this movie or a cat in the Child's Play remake. I mean, it just did the Child's Play remake, but did it with less style, less colors, less gore, and more TikTok dancing. I know there are people that like Mayhem. I would ask why. What is there to like about it? I would honestly ask, what is it that you like about this movie but you hate about the Child's Play remake? I sincerely would like to know. I think the kid is better in the Child's Play remake than the little girl here. The little girl is a blank slate. Nothing to her. Mayhem, you like her TikTok dancing? What's the unrated version? There wasn't shit to it, the unrated version. I've seen more unrated shit on fucking wrestling promotions like ECW and CZW. Give me a fucking break. Fuck Mayhem, fuck your TikTok dancing. Fuck that wannabe sicko sex doll. Fuck that bitch. Number 15, I put Evil Dead Rise. Nothing rose. My dick didn't rise. The only thing that rose was my temper. Let's take Evil Dead. Number 1, it shows that you cannot make an Evil Dead film without Ash. The Evil Dead remake and this film proves without Ash, no deal. No Ash, no Evil Dead. You can't have Evil Dead without Ash. This shows it. Because to get these people, well, we gotta have a female strong character. Well, number 1, the characters suck, regardless of their gender. Number 2, what made Evil Dead kind of different was that it was one of the few horror franchises that had a male as a protagonist that made it actually different. Because Friday the 13th, many women, good women. Amy Steele, Adrian Keene, Laura Barlincoln, now Mill Street, a lot of great women. Heather Langenkamp, and Lisa Wilcox, and Patricia Arquette. Hellraiser, Ashley Lawrence. I guess you say Phantasm, but I'm not a big Phantasm fan. The only one I liked is the second one, maybe the third one. The first one is there, but I don't love it like other people do. But even if that's not the case, then if you don't do Evil Dead, bring some imaginative qualities to it. There's no imagination showcasing these movies. Where's the imaginative work and camera work and showcasing the evil of the environment, fucking with our characters? Like the scene in Evil Dead 2 where the whole house is laughing at Ash, or he's looking at a mirror but it's actually made of water, or the light bulb filling up with blood and all that other stuff. Where is it? I guess other than the elevator blood straight out of The Shining. And why the fuck did it take place in a high-rise building if you don't use most of the building? It's a high-rise building, so you think you don't use the building, but most of the building was not used, and most of the building felt like there was only 5 people in the building. And then what? Even of that, you're in like mainly one room for most of it. We're in an apartment building, but we don't use the apartment building because we're in one room the whole time. One room, an elevator, and a garage. Wow. Thank God we're in a high-rise building to have that used. An elevator where the blood goes up. A garage where you have that reject from John Carpenter's The Thing running around. The characters I thought were lame. Unless you love people cooking eggs. The gore, I mean, I've seen better works of gore. And there's no... Where's the creativity involved? Just stop with Evil Dead, for fuck's sake. But it made a lot of money. They get my money. Number 14, Barbie. The most successful film of 2023. Made over $1 billion. No idea why. If you want to talk about how women have a matriarchy in Barbie land, where all the guys are dumb and stupid and incompetent, and then Barbie goes to the real world and sees how awful it is, and then Ken sees, wow, men can be treated, but then he takes the wrong lessons, brings it back, and then it seems like people are having fun, but it's trying to have a message that we should have equal footing, but at the same time, it felt more like, well, no, it was better like it was before. It just wasn't that funny, and it wasn't that entertaining. And more lame jokes about jerking off, but you don't want to say about jerking off. I'm beaching you off, what the fuck it was called. Which is ironic because it's a Barbie movie. You would think for kids, for girls, little girls, but let's have a joke about jerking off, but it's beaching off, whatever. Jerk this off under your face. Fuck Barbie. I'm not going to go in depth on these because most of these are reviewed. Just check back on the reviews. I pretty much reviewed all these, so just check the reviews to get more of an in-depth look on it. 13, You People. Eddie Murphy playing another unfunny role where he's just pretty much a guy who hates white people. Jonah Hill, which I don't know what happened to him. I don't know if he got irradiated. I don't know if he got put into a microwave for too long and he's melting. But I don't know what happened to Jonah Hill. He looks fucked up. I was trying to be like a Guess Who's Coming to Dinner type of movie, but it's not funny. Dave Duchovny, I don't know what drugs he's on, but like each film I see him frequently, nowadays he just seems like he's on some kind of weird drug. How's it going? Is it time to shoot yet? Yeah, David, we're rolling. Okay. How's it going? And apparently you needed, when Jonah Hill and Eddie Murphy's daughter kiss, you need to have a CGI kiss. Why the kiss need to be CGI, I have no fucking clue. Jesus Christ. Number 12, Stream 6. It's Stream 6. It's tired franchise. The new characters I think suck. I don't give a fuck about the lady who her daddy was the killer in the first movie and keeps seeing visions of him dressed up like he was in the first movie, which I don't know why she would think that. She wasn't in the first movie, but she keeps imagining what he looked like, Steve Ulrich looked like in the first movie with the same shirt and shit. Which now that she got fired, she should have been fired for acting, not for whatever the political bullshit going on. Jenna Ortega didn't give a fuck about her character in these movies. The wannabe Randy didn't give a shit about her. Oh, they're in New York. Well, so was Jason. And that movie sucked too. The kills weren't really... The opening was interesting. The first 10 minutes was interesting. I'll give you that. and then it went downhill. And then, I almost said Dylan McDermott, that's not him. Dermot Mulroney. Love him in Young Guns. I don't know what the hell he's doing here. He gave a very pitiful performance. And the plot holes where, wait a minute, he's the father of the lead girl's boyfriend, so the lead girl never knew, even though she went out with this guy for months, never one time thought, what does his parents look like? Would we like to talk to your parents? Nothing. Not even a picture of what your dad looks like. Because it's not, I mean, what harm would it be to him show, oh yeah, my dad's a cop? Like, he never mentioned that his dad was a cop. He never talked about his dad to his girlfriend when they're going out together for months in Scream 5? What? And then the police, oh, wait a minute, this cop we have here, he had a son, and his son was a killer. No one ever finds that out. No one ever puts two and two together. No one ever looks into, yeah, this is cop. What do we know about this cop? Oh, he had a family. Okay, what's his family? Oh, he had a son who died. Oh, how did he die? Oh, because he was a fucking killer. Maybe he shouldn't be on this case. Well, he moved different cities. There's a thing called the internet. You would look that shit up. Called unless they found their badges at the bottom of a Cracker Jack box. Don't get me started on the finale, where people get shot but they're not shot, and they bring that one girl back from Scream 4, but she can't act anymore for some reason. And Courtney Cox is the only one left, and she looked like she got a lot of Botox, and she gets stabbed, but she doesn't get killed. Might as well, as I don't give a fuck, because he already killed off Dewey, which was such a terrible decision. Neve Campbell made the smart decision not to come back. She should stick with that. Now Scream 7. They're going to try to put a dump truck full of money to Neve Campbell and Patrick Dempsey. Probably so much money that Neve Campbell will be like, okay, fine, kill me off then. You want to give me a shitload of money. You're up shit creek. Sure, just might as well. Just stop it. Stop making these movies. But they made money. So why would they stop? Number 11, Winnie the Pooh, Bag of Money, as I call it. And yes, I know now they're doing a Mickey Mouse horror film because Steamboat Willie got into public domain. So in order to do that, it's called Mickey's Mousetrap, and then there's another one being made. So there's going to be two of them. There's two of them. The trick to the matter is that they just use the original Steamboat Willie, which is the Mickey Mouse that looks a bit scarier, more black and white, more like pointed nose. The eyes, there's really no pupils on them. I guess they follow that and the Steamboat Willie motif, then they don't get sued by Disney. I'm tired of this shit where these characters go public domain, and then instead of making something interesting or witty or clever or parodies, they just do these bottom of the barrel, basement dwelling fucking flicks that are just cheap, thrown out there like hot garbage. And hey, dude, isn't this crazy? Winnie the Pooh is a slasher. Mickey Mouse is a slasher. Now when the movie ain't worth a fucking pot to piss in, and Winnie the Pooh, Bag of Money, Blood and Honey is another one of those. They look like a bunch of Winnie the Pooh looks like someone in a bunch of overalls who got lost going to a furry convention. Characters that are like, what is it, rabbit and owl that are brought up and then they disappear, which I guess will be in the sequel. Bunch of women who can't act, who wander around and do stupid fucking things in this shitty fucking slasher film that decides to be super serious about it instead of having fun with this crazy, ridiculous premise. Even ends on a sour note where the lead girl gets killed and Christopher Robin runs away and there's Winnie the Pooh still pissed off. At one point, I didn't even notice that apparently he has the power to control bees because he does this, and someone falls to the ground, and I'm sitting there going, what the fuck happened? Oh, he controlled bees. Does he do that now? Does it just bees, honey? He puts honey on them, he controlled the bees. Not the bees, not the bees, anything but the bees. The bee's knees. Fuck that piece of shit. Number 10, Saltburn. If you want to see a nerdy looking guy go crazy, watch people jerk off and lick up their bathtub water and hit on men and women and be a creepazoid while he's among the lifestyles of the rich and shameless until he manipulates people, kills some people, gets people to either he slits their wrists or gets them to slit their wrists, manipulates other people, and then ha ha ha, I get to run this mansion, motherfucker. I'm gonna dance naked with my cock and my Glock out. Put the dick back in your fucking ass. And then put the Glock up there and pull the trigger until it goes click. Saltburn, I'd rather have salt on a wound. Or drink some salty fucking poontang pie with a taste of vinegar. Fuck Saltburn. Should have known from the director Promising Young Woman that wasn't jack shit. Number 9, Five Nights at Freddy's, more like Five Nights at Fuckboys. Might as well be Five Nights at Femboys. I'd probably rather watch that. I'm not into that, but I'd rather watch that because give me something more to fucking talk about, maybe more suspense as to whose dick is going into whose ass and how long, and the suspense of how much the cream is going to go into the Twinkie or the filling. Five Nights at Freddy's, just go watch Willy's Wonderland. It's much better, it's much more stylish, much more fun. Five Nights at Freddy's is, hey, you know the game where the whole point of the fucking game is the suspense of you're trapped in one spot and these enemies are coming upon you and you try and do all you can to survive, to keep them out, and the suspense of, do you have enough power, do you have enough time, some way of they're trying to get in but you're trapped, but you have to be cautious because you make one mistake and they'll grab you, they'll kill you. Let's have none of that in the movie. None of that. Let's have a guy who's so fucking sleepy, he sleeps at his job all the goddamn time, the worst employee ever, and each time he sleeps, he has the same fucking dream 7 fucking times. I'm like, I got the gist of the gist of the dream I got the second time. I don't need to see another 5 goddamn times. And then the Five Nights at Freddy's, it's such tame and PG-13 fashion. You don't see shit because they don't do shit. They say they're sticking with the story of the games, but at the same time, in the story of the games, Five Nights at Freddy's, the pizzeria was open during the day. That's why you had a fucking security guard at night, because you didn't need one during the day, because it was open during the day. The place is closed during the day. So why do you not have a security guard during the day? But lo and behold, people break in during the day, so we can have finally the animatronics do something. It's all lame cutaways because his director can't do suspense. Can't do jack shit with it. Now what the fuck this director was thinking? It becomes dull, boring, slow, uneventful, unless you want to see them make a bunch of fucking forts for kids. Oh, they're trying to endear with the kid. Why are you not endear with the kid? Just kill these 2 other people. You guys are capable of it. Take the fucking kid, whether they're struggling or not. Chop the fucking kid, kill it, and you're done like dinner. What the fuck are you waiting for? No, let's watch them build a fucking fort. And lie around in a circle like posing for an album cover. Give me a fucking break. And Matthew Lillard. I wonder if he's going to be important later. Die. Five Nights at Fuckboys. Fuck that. Number 8, Exorcist Believer. Yeah, I believe this movie should not have existed. David Gordon Green's a fucking idiot. He was a fucking idiot with the Halloween trilogy he did. He's a fucking idiot here. Let's make an Exorcist movie, and the trick is we're going to have 2 people possessed, not 1. Might as well have been 2 girls, 1 cup, which is actually closer than you think, because No, if you've seen the movie, you know the scene where the girl pisses her bed. Apparently, they shot it where she shits her bed and wrote "mother" in shit on the wall. So, Two Girls, One Cup actually fits in that. But the audience, lo and behold, laughed at the scene. They thought it looked fucking stupid. So then, like, this director thought that was a scary scene. She shit her bed. And, wrote "mother" on the fucking wall. And then originally in the script, there's going to be 3 girls instead of 2. These 2 girls are friends, and then they disappear because they did some stupid ritual, and then they're both possessed, and the father is barely doing jack shit other than feeling a bit of guilt because back in the day he had to choose on who to live, his wife or the baby. So a bunch of fucking around happens till you get Ellen Burstyn. I know I keep calling her Ellen Barkin. Ellen Barkin, Ellen Burstyn, whatever, who hasn't done anything for 80 years, and comes in just to be in there for 5 minutes, then go in and stupidly either A, say, they didn't let me in to see my daughter back in the day because of the patriarchy. No, apparently they didn't let you in because you're a fucking idiot, because lo and behold, you get your chance, and you blew it. How? You get a chance, there's a girl possessed, you go up the stairs by yourself. You go into the room by yourself. No backup, no ifs, ands, or buts, no maybes, could be, should be's. You go in there by yourself, and lo and behold, you get yourself stabbed in the eyes and go blind. How do you feel about the patriarchy then? Maybe if some men were around, they would have grabbed her and you still have your fucking sight. Nothing against the actress. But the character come off as a stupid bitch. I mean, the exorcism? What exorcism? There was barely an exorcism. I barely remember what happened during this intense exorcism scene. Seems like barely anything fucking happened. And it didn't. Because all that happens is, okay, pick one. One picks one. Haha, you actually picked, you fucking loser. You're a piece of shit. So, you picked this girl, but because you're an asshole, I picked your own daughter. Tough titty. So the bad guy wins, because the guy chose, and he should have done that, he's a fucking asshole. But you did what you deserve, I guess. And this poor girl just sent to hell because her dad's a fucking asshole. And then Linda Blair comes in. The setup for the next one. That no one will give a shit about. Because no one gave a shit about this movie. Number 7, John Wick 4. Yes, it's on the list. I don't give a fuck. It's going to stay on the list. Probably wanted to put it higher, but I couldn't, because the others deserve more. John Wick 4 pisses me off. If you want to make, if this was a list of the most disappointing movies, John Wick 4 would be number 1. Of the worst, I put it in number 7, because I think it is the most overrated film of the year, 2023, and the most disappointing film of the year, for me personally. You do I love the first 3 John Wick films. Yes, they get over the top. The one scene I don't like in John Wick 3 is when he's pushed off the building, shot off the building, I should say, and he goes all the metal stairs. I hate that scene. I wish they would have been cut out. I think it looks stupid and over the line. There's a thin line. It went over it, and I'm like, come on now. But I enjoyed the rest of the movie, and I forgave it. John Wick 4 did that way too many goddamn times. It was not a John Wick movie. It was a parody of John Wick films. And if the rest of the stuff was worth a shit, then I would overlook it. Keanu Reeves seems more tired. He's much older. The villain sucked. I like Mark Dacascos in the third one. I don't give a fuck about Bill Skarsgård. I don't like his Pennywise in those shit movies. Shit part 1, shit part 2, it's still shit. Great, you want to see Pennywise get made fun of and turn to a fucking baby? Be my guest. I'll take the fucking crab spider thing in the 1990 movie any fucking day, and twice on Tuesday, and 3 times on Thursday. Don't give a shit about Bill Skarsgård, Pennywise. But Asteria's a fucking dick cheeseburger with onions on it. I've never seen that, but I'm sure I'd be scared of it, and you would too. And that'd be scarier thought than what the fuck I saw in those It movies. In this fucking movie, Bill Skarsgård sucked. You do disservice to that actor who passed away. I know you didn't know it was coming, but like, why do you have to kill that character off anyway? He did a good job in the first 3 films. He didn't need to kill that character off, especially if you don't like, kill off John Wick at the end anyway. And then the action scenes at times do seem like fun, but even I'm like, and I'm a sucker for action. I'm a sucker for action. Even I'm sitting there going, some of these are going on way too long. I do like the nunchuck scene, but you could tell, almost said Liam Neeson, but kind of the same way. Like Liam Neeson, when you see him later stuff, you tell Keanu Reeves is a bit slower on the tape because he's a lot older and he's a lot more hurt. Because it's been, at this point, 10 years now since the first John Wick. At that point, 9 years. This was 2023. A lot of things changed in that time. But more so, it was too long. At 2.5 hours long. Way too long. There was supposed to be 2 movies, they put into 1. The story. I did what? The story? 2 and 3, there's stuff I could deal with in the story. The second one, he's back in the business. He just fucked over. And there's a lot of characters and set pieces that I enjoyed, and the pacing, the bit with him and Common, and they're shooting at each other, but they're trying to be incognito. Scenes like that help me overlook stuff. Here, it felt like the same story as the third one, but the third one, it started with a bang with him trying to escape and all these assassins. Here, it's him running in the desert like he's Lawrence of fucking Arabia to get his wedding ring, and he doesn't even get his wedding ring back. So it was all pointless. And then he's doing this stuff here. What was promised was he was going to take down the High Council. He was going to tear that down, Gorbachev, tear down those walls. He was going to tear down the High Council. He was going to kill everybody. He's the guy who kills the boogeyman. We've, in the first film, heard about this massive thing where he wrecked everything and everything got busted, so then a new regime came up, and that's what John Wick did so he could live a normal life. Okay, now we're going to see it, but it doesn't happen. Why? We can't have him do that because we gotta have all these spin-offs. We gotta have all these, ballerina and these TV shows, and what the hell comes off Donnie Yen if he gets his movie. We gotta have all this stuff happen. So we gotta have a High Council, and we gotta have this world keep going. Because how do we do all these spin-offs if we just end it all? So it's just John Wick going around in fucking circles. Literally a moment where he's in a car going around in circles. Or people in whatever the fuck, yeah. And the other characters, I liked Halle Berry in the third film. I like Mark Dacascos. I didn't give a shit about anybody. I didn't give a shit about the guy and his dog. And uses his dog. I'm like, I already saw that Halle Berry used her dogs in the third film. Only this, the dog pisses in a guy's skull after they kill him. That's what I wanted in a John Wick film. I wanted a dog to piss in a skull. I wanted a dog to fly into CGI land and hit a fucking CG windshield. I wanted John Wick to go down the fucking stairs for 10 goddamn minutes like he's a barrel from Donkey Kong. And then he gets back up and he goes down the stairs again like a Donkey Wick I did not want. I know it's ridiculous, it's silly, you're not looking at realism. Yes, do I think the fucking sword fight in John Wick 3 with the motorcycle is realistic? No. But I had fun, I was entertained, I thought it looked cool. So I could go with unrealism if it looks really cool and it entertains me. John Wick falling from every other fucking building was not entertaining. Just be able to go, what? His bat should be broken? What? What? The ending where, okay, he has a fight with Donnie Yen, and Donnie Yen wounds him, and then Bill Skarsgård, and he wins his freedom for the 10 fucking seconds he's alive, then he dies. Well, he's not really dead. So either A, this whole emotional ending is pointless because he's not really dead, or B, he is dead because you tell Keanu Reeves and the director Chad Stahelski don't really want to do another John Wick film. They say maybe if the script's right to appease some people and appease the studios who do want another one because it made so much money, but Keanu Reeves is getting older. He's in his 60s. Blink and you miss it, he'll be 70. I mean, how old is Keanu Reeves? I mean, to be fair, he's 59 years old, to be fair. Blink and you miss it, he'll be 60, 65, right? There's only so much more you can do with this stuff. There you go. Focus. There's only so long you can do this shit. There's only so long. And the director, Keanu Reeves will only do it when the director wants it. And the director's doing, I forgot what the fuck it was called again. Rainbow Six and Highlander. If he gets those two movies, I mean, one of them is not going to come out next year. It's probably going to come out 2025. And then he probably wants to do the other one. And then try to get that done. Next year, you got a Ballerina. So, don't hold your breath on seeing John Wick 5. Especially not anytime soon. And then when that does come to play, look at Keanu Reeves' age. And then look at Chad Stahelski saying John Wick can never have a happy ending. I'm like, this is a shitty ending. And a movie that's overlong. Action scenes that just, even they go on too long. They're not as tightly edited as they could. Dog pissing in skulls and lame ass villains and long stretches of boredom between the action scenes. It just wasn't for me. And what the fuck, John Wick might as well died in the first one, since nothing else in the bid regime has been resolved. The High Council is still there. All the higher-ups are still there. I'm going to kill them all. Well, that's a fucking lie, John. You didn't. You didn't kill them all. So I guess you're not the guy that kills the boogeyman. You're just a typical mortal. I'm the guy that killed the boogeyman. Apparently not. Because the High Council is still all there, giving you the middle finger on your grave. And you might as well just died at the end of the first or second or third movie. Think about it. If he died in John Wick 3, what would have changed? If he died in John Wick 3, what would he change in this movie? Nothing. That's the point. Even the bitch in the third film didn't die. So you never see her dear comeuppance and all that shit. And that's what I think what was promised to the viewer by the end of the third film. But people just forget about that. As if that wasn't a fucking thing. Because they want to leave room for all these spin-offs. And TV shows. And what the hell the John Wick universe will be. Because we gotta have a universe. Because every fucking thing needs a universe. So number 6, Indiana Jones, Dial of Destiny, Dial of Dysentery, Diplomatic Immunity. Harrison Ford being 102 years old, getting shit on by Phoebe Waller-Bridge, who treats him like shit, traps him there to die in his own library, and he barely makes it out. A lot of even people complain about the CGI in Team Crystal Skull. There's even more CGI in this movie. The whole opening is a CGI Harrison Ford with the voice of an 80-year-old Harrison Ford. Here's a young Harrison Ford that looks awkward, especially in motion, and then he has the voice of an 80-year-old. And a bunch of CGI, more so than the beginning of Tin Crystal Skull. And then this fucking MacGuffin about time travel, and, well, Shia LaBeouf's character died in Vietnam, and he's separated from Karen Allen, just for them to get back together at the end, which they were together at the end of the previous film. Phoebe Waller-Bridge did... why should we give a shit about her character? At one point she's laughing, and literally Indiana Jones has to tell her, my friend just died. And she barely gives a fuck. I'm not saying Harrison Ford's Indiana Jones is useless in this movie, but close to it. Antonio Banderas is given a nothing role. The villains are wank. The fucking finale of your Indiana Jones franchise is Indiana Jones himself being tied up while this bitch has to save him. I call her bitch because she's a bitchy character. With some shitty kid sidekick. You ain't no short round, kid. Fuck off. And fuck this movie. And fuck the director James Mangold for being a bitch on Twitter. Yeah, that's why the film fucking bombed. It was a piece of shit. People need to fucking apologize. Well, they don't have to, but I think people should apologize that Team of Crystal Skull wasn't that fucking bad, in my opinion. If you don't, teach their own. I still think Dial of Destiny sucks. Number 5, Skinamarink. It's not a movie. To quote Brian Flagg from The Blob, it's an experiment that fucked up. If you want to look at the wall, a corner, a closet, some toys, some Legos, a TV that you just see a corner of, and you want to see that for 90 minutes, while you barely hear sounds or garble words, be my guest. Be my guest. But that's why it's not even a movie. It's something that people would thought was lame on YouTube. In fact, it should have been something that belongs on YouTube. Honestly. No one should pay for that shit. Can't talk about it, but it's not a movie to me. I appreciate someone doing an experiment. To me, more like a money laundering scheme. That if there's a movie that's perfect for money laundering scheme, that would be it. And if that's the case, he got away with it. Number 4, The Flash. What? Yeah, because The Flash has Ezra Miller, who's a piece of shit human being. He should be tar and feathered in jail. Him going back in time to save his mom, but doesn't want to see who his mom's killer is. Why not? Wouldn't be that, let me stop the killer? Because technically, if he killed her, if he doesn't kill her, then he probably would have killed someone else. But this is a great superhero, right? I'm not going to stop the killer. I'm going to make sure she gets tomato juice. Or what the fuck tomatoes? No, not stop the killer. Because again, if he didn't kill her, it means he probably would have killed someone else. But no, I'm not going to know who the killer is and just stop the killer because I'm the Flash. I just grab the motherfucker and beat the shit out of him. I could grab the killer and bring him to fucking Saudi Arabia. Leave him in the fucking desert. Just a thought. Leave him in the desert, you figure the shit out. And then Michael Keaton, you bring him back to explain the multiverse with spaghetti. For him to go, I'm Batman. You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. Let me try to think of every line I've said in Batman and just repeat it. Do I hear the applause? No. More like the boos. Except for some reason Tom Cruise and James Gunn sung your praises. I have no fucking idea what they saw in this movie, unless they were just kissing ass to promote something they're doing. That's the only rational explanation I can hear and think about. Oh, then let's have another Ezra Miller who's even more annoying, even more childish, even more goofball. Let's have Michael Keaton. The final time we ever see him as Batman is dying 8 times in the hands of Ezra Miller, holding him. And that's the last time we see Batman, Michael Keaton Batman, is dying, dead. Because he's not in Batgirl, because that movie is non-existent now. You don't bring Michael Keaton Batman back for a Dark Knight Returns type of story or a Batman Beyond type of story. No, you bring him here for this. To be a second fiddle fool to a real life fool like Ezra Miller, to die multiple fucking times, and die in some asshole's arms. What a great end to a legacy. Yep, that's what I wanted to see, how Bruce Wayne, Batman, makes a lot of fucking sense. And that's what pissed me off even more and put it higher than even Skinamarink. The disrespect you showed the Michael Keaton Batman is egregious. Don't get me started on the awful CGI cameos of Christopher Reeve, let him rest in peace, Nicolas Cage, where even he said, I didn't shoot any of that shit, I don't know what the fuck they did. I was on set, but that's not what we did. So that was fucking weird. God damn it, man. An awful CGI, too. The whole movie had awful CGI. Oh, yeah, how could I forget the baby where the Flash is saving all the babies? And one baby he put in the microwave for safekeeping. Glad someone didn't grab the microwave and turn it on and get a burrito. Or, here's some creamy filling. Sorry, the baby burst. Babies looked like out of Ally McBeal. Oh, and not even that Batman. Bruce Wayne's Batman gets a bad ending too. I mean, Bruce Wayne's. Ben Affleck's. Ben Affleck's Batman. Does he's in one scene. Chasing in one scene, talking with Barry Allen. And then he gets replaced by George Clooney. And the Flash never fixes his mistake. So Ben Affleck's Batman is gone into the ether. So now you kill 2 Batmans. You kill Ben Affleck's Batman, and you kill Michael Keaton's Batman. Well, things went back to normal, but we never saw Michael Keaton's Batman back where he is. We never saw that. Well, we filmed it, but we decided not to use it. Well, that makes a lot of sense, but thank God we got the baby in the microwave. Thank God we got the George Clooney cameo. This is the decisions that made that film a piece of shit. Speaking of that, number 3, Expendables 4. Embarrassment. An embarrassment to that franchise, an embarrassment to 80s action. Just what the Expendables was supposed to be, an ode to 80s action. I don't know what the hell it became now, but it's not that. You did cast into his Megan Fox, 50 Cent, and these motherfuckers? What? No one gives a shit about Megan Fox. No one gives a shit about 50 Cent. Stallone has a glorified cameo. Jason Statham just playing Statham again. A guy who's supposed to be Antonio Banderas' brother, because I guess Antonio Banderas was supposed to be in the movie, but something came up. Maybe he saw the writing on the wall and said, nope, not doing it. You don't have Wesley Snipes come back. Obviously, no Chuck Norris come back. You don't have Van Damme as like a twin. And somehow get him back. No Jackie Chan, no Steven Seagal. No Jeff Wincott, no... Gary Daniels was in the first one, he died. Scott Adkins was a villain in the second film, he died. No Dwayne The Rock Johnson, no Michael Jai White, no Cynthia Rothrock. No, you did Megan Fox, 50 Cent, Andy Garcia. Good actor, but kind of a weird fit. Dolph Lundgren given nothing to do again. Tony Jaa, Iko Uwais, those 2 were completely wasted. Terrible CGI. Very, very cheap. Stallone and Statham talk in front of a house and it looks like it's on a set from fucking Sesame Street. Only use more green screen. Maybe Faustine act, and we're supposed to believe she does all this badass stuff. Most of it takes place on a boat. I'm like, just go watch Under Siege. And then some awful CGI, terrible action sequences. A fucking scene where Stallone and Statham are in a bar, and one of Stallone's rings are on a dildo. Stick the dildo up your ass, movie. Number 2, Beau Is Afraid. Yeah, if you watch this film, I'll be afraid if it's A24. If A24 doesn't do horror, then I'm more open to it. I still need to see The Iron Claw. That was a request. I will see that as soon as I can. I just haven't had time, but I have not forgotten. But I'm curious about that. I liked Uncut Gems. I liked The Disaster Artist. But when they're in horror, and I guess this is close to horror, I hate it. It's pretentious. It's full of shit. A false, full of shit syndrome. They're up their own ass, smelling it, and think it smells like roses and tangerine dreams. Joaquin Phoenix plays an unlikable, irritating guy for 2.5 hours, being paranoid and not hating his life. I'm like, I hate your life too. Wandering from one group to the other, seeing naked people in the fucking ceiling of his bathroom jumping on him, or these homeless people ready to attack him, seeing plays that's a juxtaposition of his life that he won't do anything about. He won't learn from his mistakes. He never grows as a character. He never reforms. And, oh, there's an attic scene where he goes up and there's literally a monster that's made of a dick and a pair of balls. And then it ends with him on a lake on a boat and these people are judging him. He goes to a black hole, must be my asshole, so I can shoot it out into this director's face. Because this director, I hate Hereditary with the fucking Burger King crown at the end and the one little girl that just turned to a Pez dispenser. Made me laugh my ass off. And then is it the guy? And he did Midsommar, where a person dies, jumps off a fucking cliff. But instead of talking about that, these kids talk about the fucking midterm paper not being done. A guy just died. But let's talk about the fucking midterm paper. Fuck this shit and fuck this movie. Number 1, Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. I'm a fan of the Ninja Turtles. I don't think they can ever make a good movie worth a shit. The animation looks ugly. It was done better in the Spider-Verse movies. Both of them. The animation looks ugly. The voice acting sucked. Maybe Leonardo, he was fine. The others were annoying brats that I wanted to put through a fucking meat grinder. Rarely have I seen a movie where I hate the Turtles so much I want them to die. Leonardo was a prick in the 2007 TMNT movie. I don't know if I want him to die. The Turtles in the Michael Bay films, I guess I could watch them if I'm blind and don't see how ugly they look and how steroided up they are. These they were so annoying, I wanted them to die. I wanted Raphael to go in the meat grinder. I wanted Donatello to someone fuck his face through those stupid glasses. I wanted Mighty to get his twerking ass into a bar and get railed by a bunch of fucking rhinos and walruses and butt-fuckosauruses until the dick's coming out of his mouth and he's drowning in cum sperm. I hated all three. Leonardo I could deal with, even though he's a fucking bitch for April O'Neil. He's a fucking, what's the word I'm thinking of? He's a bitch boy. He's a submissive brat, ready for April to use a fucking dildo up his tailspin. What the fuck turtles have. There's a certain term I was thinking of. Damn it, I can't remember. Simp. He's a giant simp. But the other turtles were annoying brats that wanted to tit through a field goal while they're on fire. Then they learn. It was stupid enough in the Michael Bay produced films that they learned from a book. Here they learn from YouTube videos and kung fu movies. Because being a ninja, fuck being a ninja. Why do we need ninja? That's such an uncool thing. No, what was cool was back in the day was the ninja part. But apparently for all these other people, ninja's not the cool part of it. The teenager is. Nah, not really. To me, that was the most arbitrary thing. I didn't give a shit if they were teenagers or not teenagers. To me, that was the least important thing. The Ninja Turtles was the most important part, but for them, it's the teenagers. That sees where our frame of mind and reference were completely at odds with me and Seth Rogen. Let me go smoke another joint. Smoking, I'm sure, a bowl of fucking joints writing this movie, this atrocity. It's ugly to look at. Superfly is a fucking joke. Literally, his name is a joke. Get it, Superfly? Like that movie in the 70s? And Ice Cube voiced it. The other mutants are jokes. Leatherhead is some girl now who's a bitch. Mondo Gecko is even more of a stoner, played by Paul Rudd. Bebop and Rocksteady are now good guys, just hanging out with the turtles. The action scenes are much. There's like one montage scene and the chasing at the end. April O'Neil, she looks like a homeless woman ready to be on The View to replace Whoopi Goldberg, and her big character arc is she pukes. And oh god, I hope she can stop puking in front of people. So let's have the turtles twerk their ass, sing Peanut Butter and Jelly, which I wanted to strangle Donatello's face when he did that. Raphael sounds like Nelson from The Simpsons, ready to give Bart and Milhouse wedgies. Mikey sounds like a fucking poser. Donatello sounds like he's 8 years old, ready to get his diaper changed. There's a bit where April was talking about how Superfly might have killed these people because he got in these vehicles and we haven't seen them again. And the turtles laugh. No, it's not that funny. It's kind of funny. So they're laughing at the idea that people might have been killed. But you taking it too seriously, Matt. Apparently I'm the only fucking one to do it. Because the writer's director don't. No, instead they worry about the kids going to fucking high school and Splinter mating it with some fucking cockroach. He, she, it, whatever the fuck. This poster say he, but the movie says she. I don't give a fuck. I don't need Splinter having relations with a goddamn cockroach. Because gross-up humor is funny, ain't it? Oh, fine. Just like the fart joke in Michael Bay's first produced Turtles film was funny too. Get the fuck out of here. Fuck all these movies. It's an hour long. I'm tired of talking about this shit. Fuck 2023. It suck my sweaty balls. Later.